Well, welcome back everyone. You joined me and my dad for a busy session down here on Burry Port at North Channel. And as you can see, we've got some lovely fish feeding, so stay tuned and see how we get on. Well, welcome back everyone. You join me and my dad, who is behind the camera, on a very stunning day down here at Burry Port, a market called North Channel that is very, very famous for its dab and whiting fishing. So that is the order for today. We've got our first rods out there. I went to check my first rod on the right there, reeling in those weed on in and cut through my line, so I'm fishing quite light today. But I've just baited up my rigs. Give you a quick little look. I'll talk more in detail about it in a bit. There's some 3 clip downs there. And I'm going to give this left hand rod a check now. So you never know, we might start the video off with fish straight away. There has been some good reports of fairly big bags of fish coming out. So with a bit of luck, we might be into some today. Now there is weight, a little bit of weight there, but there is weed on my line. But cross your fingers, we may have some fish. Well, that's nothing on our first cast. But I will say, it tends to be a little bit quiet when you first start off, and fishing does pick up a lot more sort of the hour either side of low water, and we got about 2 hours before, so I've no doubt that the fishing will pick up. I'm pretty confident we're going to have some nice fishing today, nice busy fishing hopefully. So as usual, stay tuned and see how we get on. I think we may have our first fish for the session on here. Seem to start tripping down tide slightly, so hopefully it's a fish. We have a small whiting. And obviously that's not very big by any standards, but what it is a start. I'll take it. So get him in the bucket water now, get the rod back up there and try and catch some more, and hopefully some more of a better size. But it's a start. We're back into some more fish. And hopefully, yeah, I think there's more than, yeah, there's definitely more than one. Is that a dab? Yeah, we got a dab and a whiting. Lovely. Beautiful. First dab of the session. So there you go, there's the obviously the whiting. And there's the dab. And I think that, you know, might be the first dab. Oh, the suns are in the wrong spot. That might be, that should be better. Here we go. That might be the first dab on my Tide Line YouTube channel. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't think, obviously, of course, swarms of these on this channel, but I don't think I've done any videos where we've actually caught dabs. So if that is the one, it's another species for the channel. I do like fishing for these. They taste fantastic as well. A lot of you know that I eat a lot of my fish I catch. So that's nice. That was at distance, that one. It's further out. You'll find down here, it will fish well at distance. It doesn't always fish well in close, but distance is the one. I'm pretty sure I got fish on my other rod as well. I say pretty sure, I think I definitely have. You give a little bite and then it's just tripped out down tide slightly. But I'll get this rod up there, and then I'll get the fish unhooked, get them in the bucket, and then I'll bring you back for a closer look at the rigs I'm using for today, along with the bait and gear. So I'll get this up there now. Right, so the rigs for today I'm using, like I said, 3 clip downs, made up of 3 40cm hook links of 15-pound line, and there's little size 4 circles and little small braided dongles. And it's the first time, well, it's the first time in ages I've actually fished for flatfish, but it's the first time I've actually used circle hooks for them, and obviously first when it worked a treat right in the corner of the mouth. But bait for today I've got some ragworm, mackerel and black lug. So I'm gonna get this rig baited up because I think I got a bite on my other rod. Get some of these black lug out. My dad had a few whiting as well now. He hasn't had any dabs. I think he's had 2 whiting. So I've had 2 whiting and a dab so far. So baited up with these little dongles can be a little bit fiddly. It's a lot more time consuming than a J-hook because, say for instance, the ragworm, all you gotta do is just thread it on. But as you know me, if you've watched a lot of my videos, you know that I am a massive fan of circle hooks with dongles on them. So that is what I am using. I was going to make a few rigs with pop-ups because they tend to work quite well, but it was quite a last minute session this. We only decided sort of midday yesterday, and I just didn't have enough time to make enough rigs to sort of have some with pop-ups and some without, so I just made 8 3 clip downs as they are, just naked hook links. So I'm just gonna fold the I didn't even say, but I folded the lugworm over itself to create the length of the bait that I want. But bear in mind, black lug out the freezer, as you elastic it on, it tends to sort of stretch and end up being a bit of a longer bait than what you first sort of set it off to be. So keep that in mind. And I just put it on the needle, put the hook through it and just elasticate it against the dongle. Pretty simple. Don't need to overcomplicate it. As long as you leave a little bit of a loop there to go in your cascade. Just little small baits like that. Don't want to go too big because the dab's mouth isn't very big at all. Hence why I'm using a size 4 circle rather than something like a size 2, which is sort of my go-to size for 3 clip downs. And then same with the ragworm, I'll just thread a little bit on. One thing I do with the ragworm actually, I'll cut the head off, because you'll find if you don't, when you elasticate it, a little small sort of neater bait, the head will sort of like bulge off the side a little bit, and it sort of gets in the way of the hook sometimes. So I tend to cut the head off, and I find when you fold it over itself on the needle and elasticate it, it tends to be a bit of a neater bait. And then the bottom one, what I would recommend though, if you are using a splashdown, the bottom hook that clips onto that, I tend to tie that with a slightly longer loop on the dongle, just to get over that little like knobbly bit there on the top. But imp, I tend to go just a little bit bigger than the actual hook on the imp. So yeah, that's one thing I will say. Let's go black on the bottom as well. Right, there we are. There's my next rig all baited up. So I got 2 with black lug and 1 with ragworm. So I'm going to give it 5 and then check my right hand rod to give that a refresh, because that's been up for the longest. Hopefully there's a fish on it, or not a fish, 2 or 3 fish, let's hope, because after all we have got 3 hooks on for a reason. So there we go, there's a bait up 3 clip down. Let's get out there. I have been getting a few little rattles on this rod, so let's give it a check. Seems to be some ink there. Doesn't feel particularly decent now. I think I've picked up a bit of weed now. That's off. We have another dab, everyone. Another dab, dab, dab. There we go. Another lovely little dab down here on Burry Port. There he is, another little dab for today. As you can see, that circled hook in the corner of his mouth perfectly, right where it should be, doing the trick. happy days. My other rod's got a bite as well, so hopefully the fishing does pick up. It has been a little bit slower than what I thought it was going to be honest. There's a little club match. You can see there's a fair few people off to our left. And I haven't really noticed a great deal of fish coming out down there. Started off fairly strong. I've seen about 2 or 3 double and triple shots coming out. And then it seems to have slowed down. But like I said at the start, it tends to, I think I said it, but it tends to fish a bit better sort of an hour before low and then an hour after, which is basically what we're approaching right now. So I've still got hope for a bit of a busy session. Lovely gerbly. What I haven't talked about yet is a rod I'm using. So for any of you that are wondering, I've got my Tronics Pro Xenon C6 rods, the LD version, so the low diameter. I've got them set with a low reel fixed pull with a small 5,500 pen spinfisher long cast, filled with, I think it's 12-pound mono down to a tapered chalk leader. My dad just had his first dab.
Nice size dab.
If you lift it up a bit. Slightly better one as well. Nice chunky one. Nice. Swallowed it down, has he?
You see it?
Can anyone see it? The hook?
Open your mouth. No.
He's ashamed of himself for swallowing the circle hook down. What an absolute stunning day. Oh, your last rod's going. Absolute stunning day. Yeah, there's a couple of fish there. What have we got? Nice double shot of a whiting and a dab. There we go. Well, there's a double shot there. It's the best dab I've had so far this session. And just another sort of bog standard size whiting. But yeah, lovely fishing. I do enjoy this kind of thing. It's not like crazy busy today though, which I am honest, I'm quite surprised at. I genuinely thought it'd be a bit busy than what it is now. But I do love it. Change of scenery, change of fishing. And we couldn't have picked a better day with the weather, could we? It's absolutely stunning today. Give us a look. A mighty fine double shot. Let's turn the camera so the sun's in a better position on.
That's better, the circles, look.
Yeah,
Both of them, isn't it? Perfect.
Perfect, yeah, your last dab swallowed it down, wasn't it?
Perfect.
Yeah, lovely.
Nice.
Lovely fishing.
It is nice fishing, isn't it?
You should have caught another one.
It will.
It's a bare hook there.
So put it back out there with these on.
Yeah, cast it back out. What a lovely day. As you can see, there's a few people on the beach. The other side of my dad there. I'm not sure what club match it is, but there's a club match, whichever one it is. But I haven't seen them catch a great deal of fish. So seems to be doing all right. There's a few guys up the other end, because by all accounts, there has been a few people getting bitten off recently by what would most probably be a spur dogs. You do get the taupe down here in the summer, but the chance of there being taupe out there right now is quite slim, so chances are it's probably spur dogs. So possibly, if we see any reports, maybe we'll come down one night and target them in the dark, because that will be better in the dark. But as for today, I'm holding off. Part of me really wants to put a pulley rig out there, because you do get thornies down here as well. But you can sling a pulley rig out all day long on Burry. It's just nice to do a bit of fishing. It's different to our standard sort of day-to-day bread and butter fishing, so I'll stick to 3 clip downs, I think. There's a slightly better size white in that one. A bit of a better size. Definitely the biggest one I've had so far. Slightly bigger one, definitely in size. I won't take it on the blacks. Most of the fish I've had today have been on black lug. It typically is a really good bait down here. Tends to always be the winner. Normally I find black lug and mackerel tend to be the one, but today seems like it's blacks, but who knows, maybe. Or you will find sometimes on the turn of the tide, which is in about half an hour, the fish might swap onto a different bait, so only time will tell with that. But as of now, we're slowly plucking away, getting a few fish. You're getting a few little pulls and rattles and a few little bites on this one. So with a bit of luck, we'll have some more fish. Yeah, it definitely feels a bit of weight there. You can feel it gripping through the sandbanks are out there. But I definitely say there's a fish or two on here. There's definitely one fish. Oh, I felt like there was a third on there then. No. It's a dab and a white in. That was weird. Coming in close in, I'm sure I felt something banging away a bit. Perhaps there was something of a slightly better size on the middle hook. There's another dab and a white in. There's a dab, I think. A slightly better size, is it? Ah, he's taken both my hooks. It is the best dab I've had so far. The greedy dab is taking both my baits. Greedy fish. Look at that. That one fish has taken both my baits. He's taken my bottom hook with a black lug and the middle hook with a mackerel. That's a better sized dab. It's a bit more what we come for. Better stamp of fish, that one. Lovely fish. Yeah, I was a greedy one, that one. He must have been starving. As you can see, my dad has had the first triple shot, 2 dabs and a very small little
Not the biggest, but
white in.
that's the first fish on mackerel as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I haven't had one on mackerel yet. Oh, that dab that had 2 baits in mine. One of them was mackerel, but nice.
Circle hooks working.
Yeah, a treat.
A few more treble shots of bigger fish
Yeah.
now.
That's the plan. Hopefully the turn of the tide sort of pushes the fish in a bit. Well, there's my next rig. Seeing as all the fish coming out on worm, I've got black lug on the top 2 and then ragworm on the bottom, and it's certainly heating up now because after my dad had that triple shot, both my rods are going and they're both going quite consistently as well, so hopefully we have a couple triple shots or double shots maybe, but it's definitely fishing right now. It's just gone low, so I had a feeling the turn was going to be good, so hopefully it continues that way. Both my rods have been going for a little while now. I've held off reeling them in, so I'm trying to aim to get a double shot or a triple shot, but knowing my luck now, that won't happen. It'd be like one little pin whiting, but we can only try. This one's been going for the longest, so let's give it a check first. There's definitely weight there. It feels fishy, it feels fishy. Hopefully there's more than one fishy on there. Definitely feels that way, but like I said before, it can always be that lead gripping into the sand as you're reeling in, because it's quite shallow out there. Yeah, there's a bit of weight there. What have we got? There's 1, 2, and I think we got 3 fish. Look at that. Triple shot. Whoa, do you see that? They all popped off. Well, there's the whiting that was on the bottom hook. There's black lug on all 3 of them hooks. And then 1, 2 dabs to make it a nice triple shot. And we've got a bite on other rods. So I'm going to get this rod straight back up there, bait this rig up again, and bring you back to see what's on the other rod. I'll tell you what, the temperature has dropped massively over the past hour and my hands are frozen. Last night it was like frosty everywhere where we are, and as you're driving up sort of past Swansea and then obviously coming into sort of Burry Port area, there's been a bit of snow and heavy frost and it's absolutely freezing, but the fish are feeding, so what could be better? Oh, a bit of sunshine would be nice, warm sunshine I should say. And the fishing has gone a bit quiet over the past like hour really. I thought it had picked up if anything, but I don't even think I've got anything on here. Small if it is. Well, that is my last cast for the session. We refreshed both of our rods because the fishing has just switched off massively. I had 1 dab when I checked refreshed my left hand rod there, and it's just quiet now. My dad's had, well, we both had a fair amount of fish today. It's been quite good. It's been steady. It's not been amazing, but I've had a few fish. So I'll pack up my rig I just reeled in, sit these up for 15-20 minutes maybe, and hopefully bring you something to show on before we end the video. But let's see what these rods produce. Alright, time to pack up now. So I'm going to check the left one first. I thought I'd do it on camera just in case we got 1 or 2 fish on. I saw the sand and it feels like there might be something little. My dad had a little dab on one of his that he just reeled in. There may be something on here. Hopefully something. Is it a whiting? Oh, it's a bass. Little small bass. There we go. One of our last casts. And another species for today. A fish that is very, very common down here in the summer months. And that's the bass. And obviously, as a tiny one, that's obviously going to go back. That's a very, very small one. Little baby schooly bass. Still, it's such a juvenile where it's still got the spots on it. If you can pick them up, the spots on his back. A lot of people catch these in sort of Burry dock and stuff, and when sometimes you'll catch them when they're about that sort of size, only an inch or 2, and they're covered in black spots along the top of the backs, and people think they're a spotted bass, which is another species of bass, but you'll get them when they're juvenile like that. They'll be covered in little spots, and then as they obviously mature, they disappear. But the spotted bass, I don't think you really get them in the UK. I know. I'm going to pack this rod up now. Move it up on my box, pack it up, and then bring you back, because you never know, we might have something on our last rod. Right, let's see if we got our fish on our last casts. My dad's reeling his now, so let's see if either of us hook up into a monster deb. Starting off hopeful, there's a bit of weight there. So with a bit of luck, we may be into a fish on our last cast. Now it is feeling like there's something on here, you know. I'm feeling hopeful. The best way to tell if you've got a fish, or when it starts coming in close, it normally starts doing zigzagging and spinning, exactly what it's doing right now. Oh, it's going a bit nuts, this one. What have we got here? What have we got? It's just fighting this. Whoa, what's this? Oh, I got a flounder. What a finish. That's a lovely flounder and a whiting. Oh, my dad's got a double shot. That is a lovely flounder. Don't often get flounders down here. My dad's got a double shot as well, look. My dad's got a dab and a whiting. It's fighting quite well coming in then.
I was going to go home as well.
I know, and our last cast seems a bit silly to leave, but there's a river to cross on the way back. Yeah, a nice one as well.
That is, isn't it?
Quite a chunky one. About a pound, just over a pound.
Nice.
I thought I'd give you a closer look at my flounder, because that is a lovely one. Look at that. That's a stunning flounder, that one. About a pound, maybe over a pound. Well, yeah, definitely over a pound. It's cool to catch them down here. It's not a venue you would typically come down and target flounder, although you do catch the odd one sort of in amongst the dabs and whiting. But that is a brilliant way to end the session. And obviously a standard pin whiting. But yeah, well happy with that. So as usual, well, this one from me and the flounder. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.